All right, here we go. Last problem. Question number 14 from our 0314 homework number 7 in MyLab Math. And we end on a positive note, a bit of a word problem. We have a toy rocket is shot vertically into the air from a launching pad 8 feet above the ground with an initial velocity of 168 feet per second. The height h in feet of the rocket above the ground at t seconds after launch is given by the function, and here I have the function written down in my workspace. How long will it take the rocket to reach its maximum height? What is the maximum height? So I've drawn a little picture just to illustrate what's going to happen. And you can see that we have the rocket here on a platform 8 feet above the ground. And then we have ignition. And what's going to happen to the rocket? It's going to go up. But whatever goes up must come down. And so this is kind of what's going to happen with the rocket. It's going to go up. At some point, it's going to reach its maximum height, and then it's going to head back down. So if you notice, the path of this rocket looks like a parabola. And where does the maximum or the minimum occur on a parabola? That's right, it occurs at the vertex. So if I want to know the maximum height, or when we reach the maximum height, I need the vertex. So really, to boil this down, we're looking for the vertex. And that's going to be super easy since this function is in standard form. We can see that a is negative 16. We can see that b is 168. And we know the formula for the vertex. That's going to be minus b over 2a f of minus b over 2a. Super easy. All we have to do is plug and play. So we're going to get minus b, which is 168, over 2 times a, negative 16. And then whatever that works out to be, we're going to plug into the function here to get the y coordinate of the vertex. All right, so now let's do a little calculation. Using our handy dandy calculator, we're going to do negative fraction 168 over 2 times negative 16, and we get 21/4, which I'm going to go ahead and make that a decimal. 5 1/4, 5.25. And that is the x coordinate of the vertex. And if you notice, instead of x, we have t, right? Normally a function is f of x or h of x, but our x is t, so that means that this value that we just calculated is t, which is time measured in seconds. So this is how long it's going to take the rocket to reach its maximum height in seconds. And so we're going to plug that into the function, not into the function, into MyLab Math, and see if it accepts the decimal. 5.25 seconds. Look at that. Got it. Now, the maximum height, we're going to find that by taking the 5.25 and plugging that into the function. Okay? So if I scroll up a little bit, we're actually going to find h of 5.25. That's going to be the height. H of t is the height. All right, so that's going to be negative 16 times 5.25 squared plus 168 times 5.25 plus 8. And then all of that right there in the red bars, all of that can be put into the calculator all at one time. Negative 16 times 5 1/4 squared plus 168 times 5 1/4 plus 8, 449. Okay, so 449 feet. That is the height measured in feet. 449. Bam. And we're done. Now, if I could take one more second, again, to illustrate how nice the Casio ClassWiz is. We could have actually found both of those answers doing zero scratch work at all. No scratch work with the ClassWiz. Here's how to do it. If you go to Menu, scroll down to the Equation/Function option, and we have a polynomial function. It's quadratic, so it's of degree 2, and you just input the coefficients, negative 16, 168, and 8. And then if you hit equals, the x1, that is the x-intercept, x2, that is the second x-intercept, and then it says we have a maximum of 21/4. Now, if you need that to be a decimal, you can hit the SD button right now. Look at that. It makes it a decimal. So that tells you where the maximum occurs at. And then if I hit equals again, it says that we have a maximum of 449. So the ClassWiz will give you the vertex, the x and the y coordinates, and as a decimal if you need it. That is amazing. Man, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those in the comment section below, or you can text me. And thanks for watching.